Hello and welcome. My name is Derek. I sell physical media on eBay. Make videos about that. This is a What Sold video. Stop the music. Where are you at now? Wednesday? Wednesday morning. Line on the spot. Have 11 going out for $2.19. So that's back to that pretty much $20 average, which is fine. It's just, it's stuff that's going out, stuff that's listed, stuff that's sold, stuff that's going out. And I think there's only one. Oh, well, for this VHS, yeah, it's an interesting one. Then everything else is pretty much falls within stuff that's going out. And the first is C23. Is Shukra Gardias, I think. This chakra something groove. Those graphics are always interesting. This is made 1992. Shows that it's from Burlington, Vermont. I know someone who has or had a band in that general New England area. Not a whole lot. $13. That would have been one that I'm just looking at the handfuls. I'm taking these things off the shelves and I'm sorting through them. I'm like, that's really interesting artwork. And that it does not have a barcode. So I don't remember on when. I can probably check to see when I got it, but it's not too long. D8, Ghost Hunters Live. Ghost Hunters Live. This one's at the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. $12. Again, a lot of these things I'm either paying $1 for, 50 cents for, depending where I'm getting it. If it's a $12, if it's $15 or under, chances are I paid $2 or under. If they're sell for 9, 10, $11, it was probably 20 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, something like that. I don't invest a lot of time in time or money in stuff that's ultimately going to translate to a dollar profit. Aside of this cassette, yes, I got a couple things to get here real quick. Okay, so we have this David Gilmour from Pink Floyd, the self-titled cassette, sealed, $32. So if you've been here long enough, you could probably guess where I got that one. We have this 1987 Estes model rocket little catalog. Build model rockets back in the day for scouts or school or whichever. And this is a catalog of stuff that was available back then. All right, so I picked up a bag, or maybe it was 2 bags. These, I don't remember exactly what I have in them. Maybe 30 cents, 50 cents each, and I probably had 20 of them. And someone's bought a couple of them, and then outside of that, they just randomly sell. They're not really big money. A couple of them were like $20. Some other ones not so much, but this one is $13. And I have, well, it looks like in the box, I have like 4 or 5 more left. All right, and kind of the winner of today is this Elvis VHS Memories. It has been played. The ribbon is kind of not true. And this looks like it might be undefeated videos, no refunds. I don't know. But this is called Memories Theater. The Ultimate Legends Show, Elvis and Friends. Looks like some of these may be impersonators. Because even the Kenny Rogers doesn't really look like Kenny Rogers. I forget his name, and then Neil Diamond, Roy Orbison. So this looks like Roy Orbison, Kenny Rogers. Forget his. That should be Rod Stewart, Cher. Looks like the Judds. It's supposed to Billie Holiday, Garth Brooks. So this is all. I forget impersonators. So it's interesting. But this is just a unique enough. I mean, no barcode on it. Right? So I was like, it's interesting enough. I look it up. It took a little while to sell, but I looked it up and listed it. And it's $44. That's pretty good for whatever this Elvis. And you have to think that it's either I'm looking at it like this, or I'm looking at it like this. I see Memories Theater. I had no idea. It was not sitting like this on a shelf or like that. So I actually had to, that's curious. Well, it's not curious. I was curious. Took it out, looked at it, I was like, what is all this? And then I hand typed it. And it turns out to be a $44 VHS. Gotta dig in sometimes a little more. Just for that one little extra sale like that, I put that little bit of extra effort and attention at looking that one thing up. It's a pretty good sale. For what it is, C38. Taylor Swift. Swifty, Swifty, Swifty. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Taylor Swift. Midnights. Actually, just re-listed this one yesterday or the day before. 18. So there's variations in color of this specific one. And this is, I suppose, it's supposed, green. And then there are different colors. And some of them are worth more. And I've sold, I think it was a red one. And it sold for like $50. Open. But yeah, $18. D15. This immediate family. Immediate. And this is actually the behind the scene. All right, so this seems to be a story about singer-songwriters. The unsung heroes. So James Taylor, David Crosby, Linda Ronstadt, Dan Henley, Warren Zevon, Lyle Lovett, Carole King, Keith Richards, Jackson Brown, Stevie Nicks, Phil Collins, Steve Jordan, and I'm sure there's others. So I'm not retiring on it, but it's $14. That one does have a barcode, and I probably scanned it, and it came up as something worthwhile. And Vern Gosden, C47. Is this one that I just listed? It is. This box right here I just filled up with new listings. All right, so this is Vern Gosden, $12. When I get all these, we're gonna get this one. Most of this stuff is always going to be in a sourcing video. So if you watch, this channel enough, you'll probably remember like, oh, you got that with that, and that, and that, and that. But I know because all this other stuff that's right here, but I just don't remember which route I was to where I'd be able to, even if I paid $1, I'm not out anything. Even if I pay $2, I'm not out anything. Birding by ear, C50. This is another one I just relisted yesterday. They sell similar for yesterday. Birding by ear, 22. So that's kind of why myself and many others talk about going through. However, you're going to pick whichever items you want to take down. Whichever the frequency is, you want to take them down and do self-similars, and however the structure is you want to do it, however you want to do it, just do some self-similars. You can adjust the price or not. You can look stuff up or not. You can, however you want to do it, but just do it. It's the activity of that item. I go anything that has 3 views or more, that's 3 months old or older. I click the view counter, and if it has 4, 5, 6, anything more than like 4, I will take it down, and it gets repriced by a certain amount. If the price was $8,765, it goes to $79.99 or $78.99, or if it was $78.99, it varies. It could be $7,654, and I take it down to $69.99, and the next one's going to be $65. So it varies. But it's just pushing that out there. There are some things every once in a while that I will look back up to be like, I don't know why this is what it is, but I don't spend a lot of time on those ones. That's just going to be the difference of a couple bucks. And if every time that you're listing things, not all the time do you have a price gauge. You really have to kind of shoot for the moon on the pricing and your logic behind that. But sometimes shooting for the moon, something will sell instantly. And some people will think that it sells instantly because it was priced too low. Maybe it sold instantly because people have email reminders and eBay messages that they get for their saved item search. And then when that item comes up, it really doesn't matter the price. Boom, gone. They want it. Boom, gone. So if I had a saved search and I got an email for something that's just, there's nothing that's ever listed of it, and I think a good example would be those side loader cassettes that sold. I listed these things for $230 or $340 right off the rip. Almost all of them sold before they even got put on sale. They were listed. And by the time I got to the 3rd or 4th one that I was doing, because 5 minutes later, that one sold. Doing some more work. 5 minutes later, that one sold. 5 minutes. That could be it, that people have that. So could I have listed those too high or too low? I really don't know, because there was nothing on Terapeak for these old pink cassette side loaders sealed, especially of ones of Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd. I don't think Beatles was any of those, but it was mainly Rolling Stones. There was a couple of Zeppelins in there. I don't remember all of them now, but they were instantly selling within a minute of listing. Boom, gone. My best guess is because people actually have some sort of saved search, so they'll get an email about it, and they don't care the price. It's not going to be listed again anytime soon. They're not going to sit there and be like, well, I don't know. Maybe he'll put it on sale. Adrian, Adrian. Maybe they'll put it on sale and I can get a little cheaper. No, people like that, they don't care. They was like, poof, gone. They want it. So, to be honest, I don't know why, and I'm not going to speculate. It's all stuff that's sold and gone. I can't take that back. I can't be like, oh, well, Yeah, I saw that it sold instantly, so I want to cancel the order so I can list it high. Enjoy the sale, I suppose. All right, C44. Should have stayed right there. That's the thing, I put these boxes away each time when I get something out of it. I put it back on the shelf. And Daryl Singletary. Well, that's not the one that sold. But this is Daryl Singletary, sealed. Or signed. Sorry, not sealed. So this I'm looking for Carrie, I'm going to guess Job or Yobi. Engelbert Humperdinck. I forget his real name. And it's Majestic. Yobi. $10. I believe I got that one at the estate sale, the business estate sale too. So ultimately, I'd have like 30 cents into that. I mean, I don't make these videos and give the prices for it to be a cost of goods measuring contest. But like, oh, well, I paid, how much did you pay for yours? Ha ha ha, I paid, that's not this. I'm just, even if it was $2, if it sold for $9.77, even if I ever everything, still make like $1. But chances are, if it was listed for that, I either paid really cheap for it, or it was just already in stuff that I already had. It was in a box or something, or whichever, and it stood a chance to sell, so I was going to list it. Maximize the return on your investment, ROI, return on investment. The Crown, and this is the last one, B4. The Crown, 19. Definitely got some drama going on over there too. Yep. I'm not gonna. That's not what this channel's about. Well, drama or any political affairs by any means. If I make any comment regards to that, it's going to be very, very cryptic. If you pick up on, well, I'm just not going to bring that up. Yeah, so anything that I say that's political in a base is going to be elusive in cryptic. So it's 11 for 219 and 207 product costs. So actually not too bad. I mean, a little under $20 average, but again, it's not a zero day. It's not a massive day. It's a day that's low average, but it's still stuff that's going out. You know, if you were a baseball player and if your batting average was 0.08 and you're known for being a bunter, you bunt, you don't have the greatest batting average, you're probably an average, a lot of stuff on the field, but you're good for bunting and moving people, advancing people on the bases. And it's even better yet if you get yourself on the base. So that's kind of like what an average day is. It's a bunt. Like, well, I got myself on the board. In that case, I got myself on the base. All right. Enough analogies. Going to get some hardcover books done. And then this Sunday, I will do another live of going over putting the books away and then whatever other disc media is going to get listed and then separated for this weekend. So I think I'm going to just be doing lives on Sundays of me putting stuff away. They'll start typically after 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'll kind of do a reminder of that. And then after I start doing those more regularly, I won't do like little daily reminders in these videos. So I'm not going out anywhere today, although the temperature has been. So it's back to like 20 degrees. There's stuff that needs to be done in here, so I'm not going to go out. I make that choice to do it that way I don't have to go out. I could go out. If I'm not going out, I want to say costing myself money because I'm more here doing things. Each time you don't go out and get stuff, you're taking the chance for that stuff for you to have and then be able to list and sell. I'm not that pressed about it. And, when the weather gets much better, anyone who's been around this channel for a little while will know that, oh, yep, 5 days a week he's going to come back with 1,000 plus for sourcing videos. And when it's cold like this, I don't want to bother. When it's 100 degrees outside, I'm not going to bother because I don't have to go out. The luxuries of freedom. Your freedom's in the bind. Janelle Monáe, Many Moons. That song is linked in yesterday's video. All right, so gonna wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. Be on the lookout for all this stuff. Bolo. Not all Elvis. I mean, I've got some other Elvis stuff that not ever signed by him, but people have wrote about him. And books that are $20 all the way. I think I sold them for 80 or 100 or something. And then VHS, DVDs. Not all the ones that he's in a movie will be that, but this is Elvis and people impersonating them and some of these other artists. And it looks like they just had a big powwow somewhere in Tennessee to commemorate Elvis from the impersonators and the other cover band people. Elvis still sells. Not all. I mean, that's not really Elvis, but that stuff still sells. Look at him. I'm not going to get too crazy on that. I learned a while ago Elvis still sells, and I'm just going to say that maybe somebody on a video said, "Hey, Elvis still sells. Look at it." So I listened to that, and now I look at Elvis stuff a lot. I'm that person now. Elvis still sells. Give it a gander. Let me think of going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. Those are all free. They help me, so we can help you and other people learn about selling physical media on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.